Costco employees have a front row seat to the smartest shopping moves and the biggest, most expensive mistakes that customers keep making. After years of watching shoppers unknowingly throw money away, they've identified 12 items that are simply not worth it. And trust me, some of these will shock you, because chances are you've bought at least one of them before. But here's the kicker. The number one item on this list is something almost every Costco shopper tosses into their cart without a second thought. And that's exactly why you need to stick around until the very end, because avoiding just one of these mistakes could save you hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars over time. Before we jump in, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to Frugal Daily for insider tips on saving money and shopping smarter. Ready? Let's dive right in. 12. Oversized condiment packs. At first glance, those giant tubs of ketchup, mustard, or mayo seem like a smart way to stock up and save. More product for less money, right? But according to Costco employees, this is one of the most common shopping mistakes people make, because these oversized condiments often go to waste long before you get the chance to use them. Even when stored properly, condiments don't last forever. Over time, flavors fade, textures separate, and the quality declines. Ever squeezed a bottle of ketchup only to get a watery mess before the actual sauce? That's because bulk-sized condiments often sit in the fridge far too long before they're finished. And unless you're running a restaurant, hosting BBQs every weekend, or feeding a small army, there's no way you'll use up an entire gallon of mayo before it expires. By the time you toss out half a bottle, you've wasted more money than you saved. That's why Costco employees recommend sticking to regular-sized condiments from your local store. They stay fresh longer, taste better, and take up far less fridge space. So instead of throwing away food and cash, you're actually getting the best value. 11. Low-quality lighting. Fixtures. Lighting isn't just about brightening up a room. It's an investment in comfort and ambiance and energy efficiency. But according to Costco employees, many shoppers unknowingly waste money on budget-friendly lighting fixtures that just don't hold up over time. These fixtures might seem like a steal at first, but buyers often end up frustrated with flickering bulbs, weak illumination, and a disappointingly short lifespan. What starts as a great deal quickly turns into an ongoing hassle of replacing bulbs and faulty fixtures. But the real issue? It's not just the bulbs, it's the internal wiring. Employees warn that some of these lower-cost fixtures use cheap electrical components, which can overheat, burn out faster, or even pose a potential fire hazard if not properly installed. And let's not forget the hidden costs. When you have to replace bulbs constantly, deal with inconsistent brightness, or even swap out entire fixtures within a year or two, the savings you thought you were getting completely disappear. Instead of falling for the trap of buying cheap and paying twice, Costco employees strongly recommend sticking with trusted brands like Philips, GE, or high-quality LED options that are built to last. They might cost a little more upfront, but you'll save a fortune in the long run, on your energy bill, on endless replacements, and on avoiding the frustration of a dim, unreliable light source in your home. 10. Bulk glassware and dinnerware. According to Costco employees, one of the biggest mistakes shoppers make is loading up their carts with massive sets of glassware and dinnerware, thinking they're getting a steal. But here's the reality. Unless you regularly host large dinner parties or run a catering business, you're more likely wasting money, storage space, and eventually, broken dishes. Employees see it all the time. Customers who thought they were getting high-quality pieces end up coming back frustrated when their plates start chipping and their glasses crack in the dishwasher. The problem? These bulk sets are often designed for affordability, not durability. The glassware is typically thinner and more fragile, making it far less resistant to everyday use. Over time, small chips and cracks turn into full breaks, forcing you to replace dishes long before you expected. And let's talk about storage. Where exactly are you supposed to put 24 extra plates and glasses? Unless you have an unlimited amount of cabinet space, these oversized sets can quickly clutter your kitchen, making it harder to access the items you actually use every day. So, what's the smarter move? Costco employees recommend skipping the bulk sets and investing in smaller, high-quality dinnerware from trusted brands. It may seem like you're paying a little more upfront, but in the long run, you'll save money by not constantly replacing broken dishes, and you won't be stuck trying to find space for glassware you'll never use. 9. Budget cookware. Sets at first glance, those massive cookware sets at Costco look like an unbeatable deal. A full collection of pots and pans for a fraction of what premium brands charge. But according to Costco employees, what seems like a smart buy often turns into a costly mistake. These budget-friendly sets are notorious for warping, scratching, and losing their non-stick coating far too quickly, sometimes within just a few months of use. The problem? Many of these lower-priced cookware sets are made with thin materials that don't distribute heat evenly. That means you'll end up with hot spots that burn food in some areas while leaving others undercooked. And once the non-stick coating starts to wear off, your food sticks, your meals suffer, and you're left scraping and scrubbing after every use. Worse yet, a scratched non-stick surface can release harmful chemicals into your food, making these budget pots a health concern as well as a financial drain. Instead of falling into the trap of buying cheap and replacing often, Costco employees suggest investing in high-quality cookware from trusted brands like Lodge, All-Clad, or cast iron options that last for decades. A well-made skillet or saucepan might cost more upfront, but it will outperform and outlast a dozen low-cost replacements, saving you money, frustration, and subpar meals. 8. Fast assembly. Furniture. At the store, Costco's fast assembly furniture looks sleek, modern, and like an absolute bargain. But according to Costco employees, the excitement quickly fades once you get it home and realize you've just bought a wobbly, short-lived disappointment. Many of these budget-friendly pieces aren't built to last. They're made with pressed wood or MDF, which might look nice at first but lacks the durability of solid wood. Over time, they can sag, crack, or even collapse under everyday use. Employees often hear frustrated customers complain about bookshelves that bow under the weight of just a few books, desks that start creaking and wobbling within months, and TV stands that can barely support the weight they're supposed to hold. And if you ever try to move one of these pieces, good luck, most of them fall apart just from being relocated. That means you'll likely be replacing them much sooner than expected, turning that affordable price tag into a costly cycle of buying, breaking, and rebuying. Instead of settling for cheap, disposable furniture, employees suggest investing in real wood or high-quality materials that can withstand years of use. A solid wood piece may cost more upfront, but it'll save you money in the long run, because buying something once is always cheaper than replacing it over and over again. 7. Mattresses from unknown brands. At first glance, Costco's budget-friendly mattresses look like a dream deal, plush, inviting, and a fraction of the cost of high-end brands. But Costco employees have seen it all, and they warn that many of these lesser-known mattress brands come with serious long-term issues. They may feel comfortable in the store, but how well will they hold up after months or even weeks of nightly use? The biggest problem? Many of these mattresses are made with lower density foam that breaks down quickly. What starts as a supportive, cushy surface can flatten out in no time, leaving you with dips, lumps, and back pain. Employees also note that some customers report mattresses losing their firmness or developing uneven spots in as little as a year. And since many of these brands lack proper warranties or trial periods, once your mattress starts deteriorating, you're stuck with it. Instead of rolling the dice on an unknown, short-lived mattress, employees recommend choosing well-reviewed brands with solid trial policies and long-term warranties. Your sleep is one of the most important investments you'll ever make, so spending a little extra on a quality mattress from a trusted company will save you from years of restless nights and regret. 6. Plastic kitchen utensils. At first glance, Costco's bulk plastic kitchen utensil sets seem like a practical, budget-friendly buy. After all, who doesn't need extra spatulas, ladles, and tongs in their kitchen? But Costco employees have seen these utensils come back to the store time and time again, and for good reason. The reality? These cheap plastic tools aren't built to withstand real cooking. The biggest issue? Heat resistance, or the lack of it. Many of these utensils melt, warp, or even crack when exposed to high temperatures, leaving behind brittle edges and weak handles that snap mid-use. And if that wasn't bad enough, overheated plastic can release harmful chemicals into your food, something no home cook wants to risk. Employees also warn that plastic spatulas and tongs can easily scratch non-stick cookware, wearing down the coating and making your pots and pans deteriorate even faster. Instead of throwing money away on short-lived plastic utensils, employees strongly recommend switching to silicone or stainless steel alternatives. Silicone is heat-resistant, flexible, and won't damage cookware, while stainless steel is virtually indestructible and ideal for high-heat cooking. Spend a little more now and you'll save yourself from melted messes, broken tools, and damaged cookware in the long run. 5. Cheap kitchen knives. At first glance, a bulk knife set from Costco seems like a smart, cost-effective purchase. A full set of blades for a fraction of the price? What could go wrong? According to Costco employees plenty, these budget knives might look sharp on the shelf, but they dull faster than expected, break under pressure, and could even put you at risk in the kitchen. Here's the real danger. A dull knife is far more hazardous than a sharp one. When a blade isn't razor sharp, you have to apply more force to cut through food, increasing the chances of slipping and slicing your fingers instead. Employees have seen countless customers return these sets after experiencing chipped blades, loose handles, or knives that struggle to cut even a ripe tomato. And once they dull, sharpening them is often useless, as the cheap steel doesn't hold an edge well. Instead of wasting money on a bulk set, you'll have to replace within months. Costco employees suggest investing in 1 or 2 high-quality knives from trusted brands like Wusthof, Victorinox, or Shun. A proper chef's knife can last decades with the right care, giving you precise, effortless cuts and a much safer experience in the kitchen. In the long run, one great knife is worth more than a drawer full of useless ones. 4. Storage shelves. At first glance, Costco's heavy-duty storage shelves look like an incredible deal. Large industrial-style racks at a fraction of what specialty stores charge. But according to Costco employees, these shelves aren't nearly as heavy-duty as they seem. Customers frequently return them after discovering bent frames, warping shelves, and weak joints that struggle under heavy weight. The issue? Many of these shelving units are made with lower-quality metal or coated particle board, which can buckle over time, especially in garages, basements, or humid environments. Employees warn that some customers experience sagging shelves within months, which is the last thing you want when storing expensive tools, food stockpiles, or emergency supplies. Imagine setting up what you think is a solid shelving unit, only to find it leaning, shaking, or worse, collapsing under pressure. If you need reliable, long-lasting shelving, Costco employees strongly recommend skipping these budget options and investing in commercial-grade steel shelving from stores like Home Depot or Lowe's. They're built to handle serious weight without warping or breaking, meaning you won't have to replace them every few years, saving you time, money, and the frustration of dealing with cheap, unreliable racks. 3. Office chairs. At first glance, Costco's office chairs seem like a steal. Plush padding, adjustable features, and a price that looks too good to pass up. But Costco employees have seen countless customers regretting these purchases after realizing that what felt comfortable in the store doesn't hold up over time. Many of these budget-friendly chairs lack proper lumbar support, use lower quality cushioning, and wear out far sooner than expected. Here's the real problem. Sitting in a poorly designed chair for hours on end can lead to back pain, neck stiffness, and even long-term posture issues. Employees frequently hear complaints from shoppers who, after just a few months, notice the padding flattening, the armrests loosening, or the entire chair wobbling. And once an office chair loses its support, you're left with 2 options: suffer through discomfort or buy a new one. Either way, you're spending more than you planned. Instead of rolling the dice on a chair that might not last, employees suggest investing in a high-quality ergonomic chair from trusted brands like Herman Miller, Steelcase, or Secret Lab. Yes, they cost more upfront, but they're designed for long-term comfort and durability, meaning you'll only need to buy one instead of replacing a cheap one every year. When it comes to something you sit in for hours every day, cutting corners will cost you more in the long run, both in money and in back pain. 2. Disposable baking pans and trays. At first glance, buying a bulk pack of disposable baking trays from Costco seems like a smart, hassle-free option. Whether it's for meal prep, holiday baking, or an easy cleanup after a big gathering, stocking up on these trays feels like a time saver. But according to Costco employees, this is one of the sneakiest ways shoppers end up spending more money than they realize. Here's the catch. When you break down the per-unit price, these bulk packs often cost more per tray than if you bought smaller packs at a regular grocery store. And since Costco sells them in huge quantities, they take up unnecessary storage space in your kitchen, only for you to eventually realize that you didn't need as many as you thought. Even worse, these trays aren't as sturdy as you'd expect. Many customers report that they bend, leak, or collapse under heavier foods, making them unreliable for large meals or baking projects. So what's the better option? If you bake regularly, Costco employees suggest skipping disposable trays altogether and investing in reusable aluminum or silicone bakeware. Not only are they sturdier and more reliable, but they also pay for themselves over time, eliminating the need to keep rebuying flimsy, single-use trays. Convenience is great, but when it comes at a premium price for a lower quality product, it's just not worth it. 1. Cheap, non-stick cookware. Of all the budget-friendly kitchen items Costco sells, employees say this is the one mistake shoppers keep making: buying cheap, non-stick cookware. It might seem like a smart, affordable upgrade, but in reality, it's a short-lived purchase that could cost you more than just money. Here's why. Low-cost non-stick pans often have thin coatings that wear down shockingly fast, sometimes within just a few months of regular use. Once that protective layer starts to scratch or flake, your food is exposed to a deteriorating surface that may leach harmful chemicals into your meals. Not only does this pose potential health concerns, but it also means your pan loses its non-stick properties, forcing you to cook with more oil and struggle with stuck-on food. And let's not forget, scratched non-stick pans are nearly impossible to salvage, meaning you'll be back in the store replacing them sooner than you'd like. So what's the solution? Costco employees strongly recommend skipping cheap non-stick cookware altogether and investing in high-quality alternatives like cast iron, stainless steel, or ceramic. While they might cost more upfront, these materials offer superior durability, better heat distribution, and a non-stick surface that doesn't break down over time. A well-seasoned cast iron pan can last a lifetime, while quality stainless steel or ceramic cookware will consistently outperform cheap non-stick options. Bottom line, buying cheap non-stick cookware means you'll keep replacing it over and over again. Spend wisely the first time, and you won't have to worry about peeling coatings, burnt-on food, or unsafe materials in your kitchen. And there you have it. These are the 12 items Costco employees strongly advise against buying, and now you know exactly why. Some of these might have seemed like great deals at first, but as you've seen, they often end up costing you more in the long run. Which one shocked you the most? Have you ever bought one of these and regretted it? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. I read every single one. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps more people find this kind of insider info. And if you're serious about saving money and shopping smarter, subscribe to Frugal Daily right now so you never miss a tip. Want to see even more ways to avoid shopping mistakes and get the best value for your money? Check out this next video right here. You won't want to miss it. See you there.